He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
Well, how you doing, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Cajun Conservative Show, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, and we talk about the pursuit of happiness to show the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. If you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, please do not be alarmed. Yes, I am beardless. My wife wanted me to see how the baby would react with no facial hair, and now I look like I'm a little boy. But that's okay. I still got the same intelligence. I still have the same mindset. I don't have facial hair. So I might raise some numbers on YouTube and Rumble talking about that. I hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you're located on the platform that you chose to listen to. If that's Apple, Google, Spotify, or Rumble, or YouTube, you can go ahead and subscribe if that's the first time. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. It is an honor and a blessing. Love each and every one of my listeners, and hope everything is going good for you today. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I got the pricks. I'm hoping and praying that my beard comes back real quick, because I'm looking on the monitor right here for the stream with YouTube and Rumble, and I'm just like, that is not the Cajun Conservative. I'm sorry. But ladies and gentlemen, I had to make the little lady happy. And, you know, I'm not, you know, it's always good to have a change every so often. Having change is sometimes good. Unlike in 2020, when we got a president that is not America first. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how I'm going to start off the show today. I really want an America first president again. I really do, because ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired of every week prepping for two shows and looking at news articles. And I see the president of the United States put everybody first, everyone first except the American citizen. It really makes me sick. It makes me nauseous. I'm watching the news, I'm reading articles, and I'm just like, what is this man doing? And this week, I really just, it's hitting home. For the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about Roe versus Wade. And we've been talking about the possible overturning of Roe versus Wade. And I'm very passionate about this, because I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, is because I think every life is precious. I believe life starts at conception. I believe that every life has a purpose. And I'm not a purpose-driven life preacher. I'm not a purpose-driven life Christian. I'm not a prosperity preacher or a prosperity Christian. But I do believe God gives you purposes in life. And it makes me very angry when I see articles like this from the Daily Caller. The Daily Caller writes, another crisis. Nationwide baby formula shortage pushed the squeeze on parents. American parents are struggling as retailers enter the second month of a nationwide baby formula shortage. 40% of the top baby formula producers at American retailers were out of stock as of April 24th. CBS News reported, quoting analysis, the White House said Wednesday, this article was written, let's see if I can get a date, May 11 of 2022. They were asked on Wednesday, the issue is a top priority for the Biden administration, which is already feeling political pressure from a record high inflation. Now, I'm going to stop right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of funny that the president of the United States always says this. Inflation is my top priority. Illegal immigration is my top priority. Baby formula, getting baby formula into the mouth is my top priority. But the problem with this is, ladies and gentlemen, every time he says it's my top priority, it always gets put into the back burner. Ensuring that infant formula is safe and available for families across the country is a top priority. I just said that. The president says it. To the White House, incoming White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, whatever her name is, told reporters at Air Force One. 31% of formula was out of stock on April 3rd, according to the database compared to just 11% last November. Retailers are beginning to ration the amount of formula customers can buy at one time in response to the shortage. CVS, Walgreens, and Target all put limits in place in the past month, according to CBS. Meanwhile, the average price of the country's most popular formula has increased by 18% in the last 2 months. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a shortage of formula to feed babies in the American to feed American babies, and the price has shot up to 18%. So let's just go ahead and keep piling on this crisis, as you might say, because, ladies and gentlemen, a nationwide shortage of baby formula is hurting everybody. I have a few people that I know that have infants, and I'm glad my babies are not infants right now, so we don't have to go through this mess. But I have a few friends that have infants, and they can't buy formula. I was told a story today about how a mother had to go ahead and talk to a grandmother that lived in another state or another town, like 3 or 4 hours away, had to ask a visiting coach of a high school team to bring it to a hotel, and she had to pick it up like they're smuggling this stuff and trying to hide it to make sure nobody else can pick this up. Now, the Biden FDA, this is coming from the Daily Caller, has reported not provided any baby's death from baby formula. What is this talking about? So people might ask, why do we have a shortage? Well, the FDA said, hey, we have some problems, and a major Abbott nutrition plant in Michigan was producing, and they had a recall or something of a lot of the big name brands. So they pulled it off. Now, granted, no baby has died yet. I'm glad that they are keeping, I'm glad that they made sure this was done, but the producer of this baby formula should have had something ready to go. But ladies and gentlemen, this happened back in February. We're just hearing about this now because it's starting to be an issue. It's kind of funny. This is another point I want to bring out. The Biden administration was hiding this. They were hiding that there was a shortage of formula for babies. Why? Because voters care for the kids. Now, there is some wackos out there that want to have abortions. They want to keep abortion illegal. But 9 out of 10, when a child is born, the parent really wants to go ahead and keep that child. And they really want to take care of it. But this issue, you can attack a parent politically, but do not attack their kids. And that is what's going on right now. We are starting to see a shortage, and it's just not, it's everything, ladies and gentlemen. This is the latest shortage. We had, at the beginning of the year, shortage on everything. Shortage on bread. Shortage on, they just had all kind of stuff that was short on this. Now, this is where it's going to get kind of sticky, right? This is why I'm bringing this up. I want an American first president again. This is from the Daily Wire by Joseph Curl, and it was produced May 12th of 2022. Aim nationwide shortage. Illegal immigrants get baby formula first, lawmaker claimed. Aim of a nationwide shortage of baby formula. A Republican lawmakers claim that illegal immigrants detained by the Border Patrol are being given priority over Americans. Republican Representative Kate Comack, Florida, posted a video on social media as she claimed the Biden administration is shipping pallets of baby formula to border facilities. They are sending pallets of baby formula to the border, Cormac said in an online posting on Wednesday. Meanwhile, in our own district at home, we cannot find baby formula. she added, displaying a photo of a photo of showed empty shelves, store shelves. Carmack said a border agent has been sending her photos of deliveries of baby formula. They've received pallets and more pallets of baby formula at the border, she said. This was taking a ultrasound proceeding facility in McAllen, Texas, where thousands are being housed and processed and then released, she said. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to sound inhumane right here, but there's a problem right here. When illegal immigrants have the top priority of the president of the United States than his citizens, law says we have to give these babies formula, and I'm not against that. If there's illegal immigrants at the border that are being detained by us, we should take care of them. I'm not against that. But the problem when it is when you're going to ship pallets of baby formula to illegal immigrants before you take care of your own citizens, it's disturbing. According to Carmack, they're shipping pallets upon pallets because we have to make sure that these illegal immigrants have baby formula for their babies. But what about the American citizen? What about the mom I talked to today that said she had to drive 4, 5, 7 stores to find the right formula, has to ask people from other towns? What about that mother? What about that taxpayer? Ladies and gentlemen, I want an American first president again. Republicans demand Biden administration immediately address the baby formula shortage. This is not a third world country, according to Fox News. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Breitbart brought out an article. This is a different topic. Grocery stores see prices up 10.8%, most in nearly 42 years as Americans face higher prices on hamburger meat. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing as a nation when our president is telling American citizens, I'm going to print up more money, I'm trying to make a better life for you, I'm giving you higher wages, but by golly, everything's going up. I want an American first president again. The baby formula thing is really getting to me, ladies and gentlemen, because these are American babies. But we're going to go ahead and make sure. And look, I'm not trying to sound inhumane. I'm not trying to sound prejudiced. These people at the border are illegal. They are not American citizens. Why not ration it? Hey, we're sorry, but we're going to have to give you one pallet and we got to bring the pallets to Americans. No. Hey, let the American people suffer. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to illegal immigrants. Oh, Isaac, I don't think the president's thinking like that. Actions speak louder than words. When the United States of America is going to go ahead and take care of other people before their own citizens, it's a shame. I want American first president again. On a different note of the president of the United States not taking care of his people. Biden cancel massive oil and gas lease sales. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. This comes from Fox News. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the Biden administration, this was done on May 11th. The Biden administration cancels one of the most high profit oil and gas lease sales pending before the Department of Internal Wednesdays as Americans face record high gas prices. According to the AAA. The DOI halted the potential for drill for oil in over 1 million acres in Alaska, Cook Inlet, along with 2 lease sales in the Gulf of Mexico. The move comes as Biden has taken a few actions to combat high gas prices, despite his administration's generally hostile approach to the oil industry. Ladies and gentlemen, I want an American first president again. The gas prices hit a record high of $4.45 a gallon. But the president of the United States says we're going to take from our reserve, but we're not going to drill on our own property because we don't want to offend the Saudi Arabians. We don't want to offend the green people that want us to drive electric cars that only last for 5-6 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, I want a American first president again. I got one more, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this segment up. Rand Paul made a lot of news this week, so apparently they were pushing a Ukrainian spending bill this week because we have to help the Ukrainians, ladies and gentlemen. We got to help them. They're in a war. They're fighting. The people are suffering. They forgot about the American people. We're suffering. We're paying higher gas prices. We're paying higher inflation. Now we can't find formula nowhere. But we got to help the Ukrainian people. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to sound inhumane, but the people in America are suffering. And the president of the United States worried about Ukraine, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, and everybody else except the American people. Kentucky Republican Senator blocked the fast tracking of a massive $40 billion Ukrainian aid package through the Senate on Thursday. Paul objected to the move by the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer with the consent of the Minority Leader Mitch McConnell to pass a bill view unanimous consent. After Paul's objection, the bill now needs to go through a number of proceeding moves, but is still expected to pass sometime next week. Thank you, Senator Rand Paul. But they were going to go and fast track this thing because the Ukrainian people need our money. The Ukrainian, I'm gonna shoot crap at everybody on this one. This was just not the Republic. This was just not the Democrats. The Republicans as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the Republicans and the Democrats can flush it in the toilet because this bill is not right. We have sent money to Ukraine. We have done things for Ukraine. We have helped them. But now I'm starting to see, ladies and gentlemen, that's why they didn't like Trump. See, America has to be police of all the world, and we got to go down in the toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, I want an American first president again. And if anyone in my audience thinks that's racist or offensive or homophobic, why as an American citizen, why would I want us not to succeed? Why wouldn't you want us as a country to succeed? You would want our leadership to put Americans first. But no, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, our president likes to put other countries ahead of each other, before us. And yes, we're just the fountain that never runs dry so he can spend the money that we have. I'll be right back after this short break. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here. I'm the Cajun Conservative, and I want to thank Brother Lanny Hayes from Hayes' Dump Truck Service for their generous support of the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Hayes' Dump Truck Service serves the Lafayette and surrounding areas. If you have any job that you need done, like cleanup or hauling material to your job site or your home, we haul limestone, we haul sand, we haul topsoil, any type of material you need. If you're in the Lafayette and surrounding areas, please call Brother Lanny Hayes at 337-852-8043. Remember, Hayes' Dump Truck Service, where Jesus is Lord of the company. All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just back to the first segment. We just don't have just a president that does not care about America first. We have a Senate, we have a Congress that don't put America first. They're worried about everything else under the sun. They're worried more about their political agenda. They're worried more about their political ambitions or what the next office they can go ahead and grab. One of their positions is to stop Donald Trump from getting to Washington, D.C. back into the Oval Office. Why do I say that? The House Select Committee on January 6th filed subpoena Thursdays against several Republican congressmen who have refused to cooperate with the investigation, including Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. The subpoena also hit Representative Andy Biggs, Mo Brooks, Jim Jordan, and Scott Perry. The committee is tasked with investigating the events leading up to and during the storming of the U.S. Capitol in early 2021. Chairman Benny Thompson said his committee requests voluntary statements from each of the congressmen prior to the filing of the subpoena. So, ladies and gentlemen, this committee, first off, is a sham, in my opinion. This committee is full of people that hate Donald Trump, including the two Republicans, Liz Cheney and the other fool. And Kevin McCarthy asked for Jim Jordan and a few other Republicans to be on this board, but the committee, Nancy Pelosi, that puts together, said, nope, no, we're not going to go ahead and we're not going to put them because they're going to be biased. They're going to be biased. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not have a fair and honest committee that acts both sides. No, we're just going to go ahead and keep all the congressmen and congresswomen that went ahead and voted for Trump, and that's going to make it a fair and balanced committee. This committee is built with political ambitions, and this is why I say, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a House, we have a Senate that does not care about America. It's just not the president. Listen, I just don't want an America First president. I want a Congress that's America First. I want a Senate that's America First. Moving on, this week we had some good news come out of Washington. And I had to go ahead and rethink myself about Joe Manchin, but he is a Democrat that supports abortion, but apparently he didn't support this when Senate Democrats failed to bring up debate for an abortion access bill that would legalize the proceeding throughout a woman's pregnancy to eliminate conscious protections from healthcare workers. In Wednesday's procedural vote, Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer promised to bring the Women's Health Protection Act up for a second vote in the Senate shortly after the draft opinion overturning Roe v. Wade was leaked. Democrats failed to open debate on the bill in February after Democrat West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin joined all 50 Republicans in oppressing the culture vote. Wednesday's vote was a repeat of that roll call, and Democrat leaders did not appear to expect anything different. So Joe Manchin, the thorn in the Democrat side, went ahead and stopped this legislation, which is a good thing. This look, ladies and gentlemen, the other episode, y'all saw a real emotional opinion, because while I was reading this note, I saw that the bill said that a woman can have a abortion anytime within the 9 months of her pregnancy. It made me sick. The Democrat Party is pushing abortion. They're pushing this narrative of shedding innocent blood. Why? Because they think, and this is why Chuck Schumer rushed this vote in, because they believe that this one issue is going to drive Americans to the voting polls in November. And because of this one issue that has come up in the last couple of weeks, is going to drive their base so much, and it's going to make Republicans angry and independents angry, and they're going to go ahead and flock to the polls and vote Democrat because the Republican and the conservative court went ahead and stopped us from having abortion. But according to the RNC, the Republican National Convention, that's not true. The Daily Wire reports, the Daily Wire was the first to obtain a RNC polling, which found that when voters were engaged in the abortion debate or asked about significant abortion policies, they reject the abortion stance embarked by Democrat lawmakers who refuse to name any limits they support on abortion. Only 1 in 5 independent voters said abortion is the main focus for them and is deciding which candidate to vote on. And only 16% of independent voters said abortion should not be allowed at any time during the mother's pregnancy for any reason. While abortion is an important issue for many voters, it is only the top issue for 9% of voters, the polling found. And when they asked if they would be more likely or less likely or the same amount to likely vote in the midterm election based on the recent abortion news, 49% of Democrats said they were more likely compared to the 48% of Republicans. The RNC called this a strategic tie between the two parties. So, ladies and gentlemen, no, abortion is not going to go ahead and all of a sudden, we're going to go ahead and we're going to vote Democrats so the Democrats can hold the party and because we can have abortion. No, the polling was concluded after news conducted after news broke about the Supreme Court draft opinion and found that even with increased media attention, abortion is not a winning issue Democrats think it is. And the economy, crime, and the border remains the top issue for voters, the committee said in its release. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what the Democrats are thinking. They're thinking, we're gonna go ahead and fight for abortion. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go and fight for a woman's choice, and that's gonna make everyone forget. That's gonna make everyone forget about high inflation. We're going to bring up abortion. We're going to go ahead and talk about abortion. We're going to tell people that women have the choice to choose to have health care. And it's going to make people stop thinking about the border crisis or the supply chain crisis or, as I said in the first segment, the baby formula crisis. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the Democrats are thinking. The Democrats are thinking we're going to push abortion. And it's going to make all Americans forget about the problems we're facing now. I think they're delusional. When you have when you have this mindset, when you have this mind, and look, I never thought I'd see a political party rally behind shedding innocent blood. But ladies and gentlemen, they're not America first. The whole theme of this show is that that the Democrats and even some Republicans are not America first. They're us first, the world first. Joe down the street that's on welfare and food stamp, that he's first. But the paying American citizen, they're not first. It reminds me of that painting, the Forgotten Man, where you had all the presidents and them all turning away from a man sitting on a park bench. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Republican Party has their own bill they're planning on pushing when they win the midterms. House Republicans are prepared to move on abortion legislation on day one if they take Congress in the midterm election, according to the top GOP leader. Elsa Stanford, the House GOP conference chair, said Republicans are united around a Born-Alive Abortion Survival Protection Act that requires healthcare workers to provide hospitalization to babies that survive abortion and set up a criminal penalty for violators. House Republicans' position to unify all of our members, that all our members are a co-sponsor of, is the Born Alive Act that provides protection for the babies born alive at 15 weeks. Stanford, now I wish they would just go from the beginning, in my opinion, but hey, 15 weeks at least. Stanford told Fox News Digital, "We are a pro-life conference. We are a pro-life Republican Party. This is what we want to move on day one. The abortion issue is in highest focus after the Supreme Court opinion was leaked and signaled a majority of the justices was prepared to overturn the landmark Roe v. Wade decision. That legislation is right on the abortion nationwide. If Roe is overturned, abortion regulations would be left up to each state unless Congress intervenes and passes a national law." And it goes into what I just talked about, the Democratic Party trying to pass one to where it says, hey, all 9 months you can have an abortion. Thank God it failed. But the Republican Party is doing right in this sense. They know it's going to be a nationwide issue. And even if the Supreme Court, because we're hearing Justice Thomas saying that they're not trusting each other at the Supreme Court no more. We have Alito hiding. I have some statements from Alito I'm going to be reading in a couple of minutes. But ladies and gentlemen, the Republican Party wants to go ahead and do a national law, but it's going to be to where it protects the babies if they survive abortion. Now, the media is pushing, and the Democrat Party is too, that, oh, they're going to end abortion. No, it's not going to end abortion, unfortunately. But at least it stops it on a national scale, and the Republican Party are working on that. On the note of Justice Alito, and I'm going to say this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I'm not against protesting. I've said that already. But I found out there's a law against protesting in front of elected officials' houses. These people that are marching in front of the justices' houses need to be arrested. Oh, they're not elected officials. They're still public servants. This rule counts. But Alito went into hiding. Francis Thomas is saying that the court they don't trust each other. They all look at each other as traitors, I guess you could say, or tattletales. Amy Coney Barrett's neighbor is telling the protesters, please stop. This woman's honorable. She wants to. Alito gives update on Supreme Court status and abortion protests. Justice Samuel Alito briefly addressed the status of the court aimed pro-choice protesters after Politico published Alito leak draft opinion reversing Roe versus Wade 1973. Alito spoke remotely from the court building, addressing a crowd at the Anto Scalia Law School at George Mason University Thursday night. Both the court and the justice have received ramped up security aimed protesters following the press release. This is Alito. I think it would just be really helpful for all of us to hear personally. Here personally, oh, that's the questionnaire. Okay. I think it would be really helpful for all of us to hear personally, are you all doing okay in these very challenging times? A questioner asked after Alito's remark to the Washington Post reported. This is a subject I told myself I wasn't going to talk about today regarding, given all the circumstances, Alito replied. The court right now, we've had our conference this morning. We're doing our work, the justice added. We're taking new cases. We're heading towards the end of the term, which is always I'm trying to see FRENETIS factoral time as we're getting our opinions out. So the conference Thursday represented the first time the court had gathered after the leak of the draft opinion, and Chief Justice Roberts opened an investigation into the leak. So Roberts is saying, look, he don't want to focus on it, but unfortunately we're gonna have to focus on it. We also got, like I said, Thomas. Let me go grab that. Nope. Let's see. This broke out this morning, and it's Sunday morning. Yeah, Clarence Thomas confirms what court watchers feared would happen after the leak. This is from Town Hall. Justice Clarence Thomas confirmed on Friday what court watchers feared would happen after the leak of the draft opinion early this month. Speaking at a conference in Dallas, Thomas said the leak, which showed the court's voting to overturn Roe versus Wade, has shattered the trust at the court and undermined the institution. Look, where we are, where that trust or that our belief is gone forever, he said, according to the New York Times. And when you lose that trust, especially in the institution that I am in, it changes the institution fundamentally. You begin to look over your shoulder. You can explain it, but you can't undo it. So, ladies and gentlemen, now this whole thing with the courts, it really has hurt our institution of the Supreme Court. And you have, and like I said, look, these justices are fearing for their life. That's why Senator, and look, this is a good thing they did. I hope they hold their opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, this whole abortion issue, Republican, Democrat, they're fighting. And look, I'm glad. Look, the Lord is lining everything up right. The Democrats thought they were going to run everything. Joe Manchin, Christian Sinema, great. They stopped it. Roe versus Wade is then stopped. They thought they can go ahead and push a bill and bully people to go ahead and do it. It didn't work. Just pray for the justices. As we go into the third segment, I'll be right back after this short break.
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. My name is Scott Ford, and I have a show on Rumble. It's the Scott Ford Show, all in one word, the Scott Ford Show, and it's on Rumble. And I also have a motivational success show on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell. That would mean a lot to me. Enjoy your life. Thank you, Isaac. God bless.
You're my peace of mind. When this old world seems to get me down.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of the episode. Want to thank Brother Lenny Hayes and Eric Hayes for allowing me to use their music. It's an honor and a blessing to have talented people in my family that can go ahead and create music and let me use it. So anyway, we talking about Justice Alito. We talking about in them. They all look, ladies and gentlemen. These people are fearful for their life. And what I like, though, I did mention last time we were together how Justice Thomas said we're not going to be bullied. So I have a feeling that this is going to go ahead. I'm going to say this, and I felt this way all the time about this leak and about abortion and whatnot. If the left can intimidate our justice system, we're in trouble. They kind of influence it with the FBI and everything like that, because you got to realize Donald Trump couldn't do exactly what he wanted to do. But if the Supreme Court, these 9 individuals, which we already know what the left is going to vote on, they're going to vote to keep Roe versus Wade because according to them it's constitutional, which it isn't, but it is to them. And the left goes ahead and intimidates these people so much that they go ahead and they get turned. It'll be sad in America that we would have that it does get intimidated. It'll be wrong. Anyway, Twitter react to Jeff Bezos torching Biden's latest plan to tackle inflation. Dang, they lost Jeff. That's an article by Fox News that was done the 14th of May. Amazon CEO and Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos caused quite a stir on Twitter Friday night when he publicly mocked President Joe Biden for his latest solution on inflation. The world's second largest man behind Elon Musk responded to the president's tweet saying that making the wealthiest businesses in the world pay their fair share would solve the inflation crisis currently grappling America. On Friday, Biden tweeted, "You want to bring down inflation? Let's make sure the wealthy corporations pay their fair share." Bezos, however, replied to the President of the United States, "The newly created disinformation board should review this tweet, or maybe they need to form a new non-sequel board instead. Instead of corp taxes, raising corp taxes is fine to discuss. Taming inflation is critical to discuss. Mussing them together is just misdirection." So, hey, Jeff Bezos, the leftist of the leftists, the man that believes everything that the Democrats says, is questioning Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I think abortion ain't that big of an issue for the midterm elections. If Jeff Bezos is worried about President Biden. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't, fact checkers are jumping all over Joe Biden right now, because I got this article earlier today and I was supposed to put it into this segment, but this is from Town Hall Media, Well, townhall.com, White House finally corrects false tweets over 24 hours later. This was done on the 14th. This was Saturday. On Thursday night, as Katie highlighted, the official White House Twitter account tweeted out a falsehood about a timeline of the availability of the vaccine. Thought it has been since corrected. The original tweet is still up. Where's the fact checkers? When President Biden, this is the tweet from the White House. When President Biden took office, millions were unemployed and there was no vaccinations available. The reason millions were unemployed was because the Democrats convinced Donald Trump, which he should have never done, to shut down the nation and to close down. And that was all mostly governors, not Trump either. In the last 15 months, the economy has created 8.3 million jobs and the unemployment rate stands at 3.6. That's the only accomplishments they can give, ladies and gentlemen. That's because of COVID. Everybody was off and everybody's getting their jobs back. The fastest decline in unemployment to start a president's term ever recorded. There's a problem with that, ladies and gentlemen. Clausen, a fact checker for the Washington Post, also weighed in demanding to know who was mining the account and calling for them to delete this false tweet. But that's okay. The White House went ahead and said, we previously misstated, according, that vaccines were unavailable in January of 2021. We should have said that they were not widely available. Vaccines became available shortly before the president came into office. Since then, he's responsible for fully vaccinating over 2 million people. It's kind of funny, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I always thought of this on football. You have a running back you give the ball to all the time. And I mean, look, their running game is awesome. This running back runs all the way down and gets you to the 1 yard line. And the coach says, hey, come in. We're going to put Johnny in there. Now, Johnny is not the best running back in the world. He can hardly run a 40-yard dash. He trips over everything. But they're going to let Johnny run the ball. And the running back, it could be Alvin Kamara. It could be any big name star and be like, what? So I did all that work to get us down to the 1 yard line, and you're gonna let Johnny run the ball in? Ladies and gentlemen, that's not that good of a knowledge. It happens all the time. Yeah, and I don't agree with it. That's what happened with Joe Biden, though. Trump went ahead and put all the work in to get this vaccine together. The media and certain entities went ahead and publicly tried to stop Donald Trump from getting those vaccines in because they knew if they put out this vaccine, 9 out of 10, Trump would have won the election. But, no, we're going to let Joe Biden take over. Like I said, it's easy to get an unemployment rate of 3.6 when you had everybody out of work. Donald Trump hardly had no jobs available his last year. Yeah, it was 2020. They had COVID. That's the issue that really gets under my skin. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and talk. I was going to talk about Biden's mega movement, or his ultra mega label. He's attacking every conservative out there and calling Donald Trump the mega king. I'm gonna have to save that probably for the next episode. So LB's in the room. LB, give me a mental note to do that on the next episode, please. Text me, do something, do what you normally do. It could be while we're recording the other show. It don't matter. Anyway, so unfortunately last Saturday night we had a shooting in Buffalo, New York. And it was a mass shooting. The New York Police Department says that 13 people shot, 10 died during mass shooting at Buffalo grocery store. Police in New York State said in a tweet on Saturday afternoon that it was on the scene of a mass shooting at a grocery store in Buffalo. During a press conference, Buffalo Police Commissioner Joseph Gromalo said that 13 people were shot, 10 people died as the result of the shooting, which is being investigated as a hate crime. Kamalo said that an 18-year-old white male allegedly committed the shooting and was live streaming it online. According to officials, the shooter traveled from hours outside of Buffalo. The shooting happened at Tops Friendly Market on Jefferson Avenue in Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bad incident that involved people being taken their lives. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm bringing this story up. Because if you notice, they quoted it white male. Now, look, disclaimer right here. If you hate And I've always said this, and a lot of people that listen to me already said, well, he's quoting the same line, but it's relevant. It needs to be said. If somebody hates somebody else because the color of their skin, you're a racist. No ifs, no ands, no buts about it. You're a racist. It don't matter if you're white, don't matter if you're black, don't matter if you're purple, don't matter if you're gray, no matter your entity. If you hate somebody because of their different race, you are a racist. And like I said, why am I bringing this up? Because this is from the Daily Wire. On Saturday, a gunman killed 10 people, wounded 3 in Buffalo grocery store, and allegedly targeted the establishment because of racial hatred and extreme ideology. He was arrested and pleaded not guilty Saturday. The shooter, who would not be named prior to Daily Wire policy, allegedly live streamed the horrendous tragedy on Twitch and drove hours to the facility. Authorities claim the shooter chose the top friendly market in Buffalo because of the racial demographics of the community in which it is located. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to say this man was right. He was wrong. He should have never, ever went there and shooting people up. But we live in a culture of hate right now. So I'm bringing this up because it's a story, but this is the thing I'm having an issue with. The media is bringing this up. There's still stories. I just went on the Fox News app on my iPad. And the story that popped up is suspect in supermarket massacre allegedly made threats last year, underwent mental health evaluation. And this is just all over. This is all over the news. And look, it should be. Don't get me wrong. This is a developing news story. It should be said. But the narrative that's being pushed is this. Oh, a white man went shoot up a black neighborhood. And he was fully in tactical gear. And he had a big, bad gun in his hand. So do you know what the debate is today? Is America racist? And should we allow guns? So this story is fitting into the left's agenda. It is fitting into what the left wants people to think. They want to think bad about guns and that racism is bad. I believe racism is bad. There should be no person that if you're racist, you're sick. I'm sorry, in my opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, this proves that they shouldn't have guns. This proves that they shouldn't have. We should go ahead and teach critical race theory. Now, this is the problem I'm having with this, ladies and gentlemen. So a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a couple of months now, there was another shooting in New York in a subway where a black individual went ahead and opened fire in the subway, killing innocent lives and injuring innocent lives. But that story was quickly pushed out the way. Why, you may ask? Because the individual was black and he hated white people. Yes, he used a gun and we can use that, but hold on, a black man shooting white people because he didn't like them? Oh, that goes against our narratives, because apparently, according to the media, if you're white and you hate the black people, well, that's racism. But if a black person hates a white person, wait a minute, hold on. They try to justify it. They try to say, well, you know, the black people were treated badly. They were enslaved for all them years, and we just can go ahead and sweep that under the rug. But however, or a white male shooting up a black, or a white person shooting up a black neighborhood, and he was using a gun. Ooh, this is juicy stuff. We can push our narratives that white people bad and guns bad. Yay, let's push it. And let's push it hard. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not condoning this young man's sin here, because I'm not. This was wrong. Like I said, for the individual to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and take a firearm and I'm going to go and hurt innocent lives. I just can't see why a person would do that. But the narrative of the left right now, and he had a manifesto that talked about how he was anti-Semitic and that he was wrong and not wrong. He didn't like black people. He didn't like Jewish people. This man was a racially motivated person. But the left isn't trying to talk about that. No, they're trying to go ahead and slam Fox News and Tucker Carlson. How do I know that? This morning, a Twitter on Town Hall, as Twitter takes to blaming Tucker Carlson for shooting, manifesto confirms suspect no fan of Fox News. On Saturday afternoon, 18-year-old Peyton Gordon allegedly shot several people, killing 10 at a Tops Friendly supermarket located primarily in a primary black neighborhood in Buffalo, New York. He has been arrested and arraigned on 10 first-degree murder charges. Trends over Twitter to do what Gordon motivated includes The Great Replacement and Tucker Carlson. They're saying this is what motivated him. As some take the blame in Fox News host for the shooting, it's worth emphasizing, though, that the shooter's own manifesto, they found a manifesto, I think it's 109 pages of why he did this, not only included no mention of Carlson, but attacked 21st Century Fox for hiring Jewish people. The suspect expressed many anti-Semitic views, from what screenshots and examples are available. This tweet, Karnovich, Twitter said, the manifesto of the terrorists who killed people today contains the following. He did a chart of Jewish people and included me under troll Jews, so he's a Jewish man, rejection of Christianity, an admission that he is authentically left-wing, hybrid Nazi, and green nationalist. Twitter banned people for linking those documents, even thought it helps us understand what is true and what isn't. I can't post it because what I said above is true and verified. Demonic influence. This is from another Twitter, comfortably smurge. The killer manifesto attacked Fox News, but feel free to continue exploring people being murdered for some likes and mistweets and retweets. This guy, Joe Lockhart, more blood on the hands of Tucker Carlson and Fox News. This killer used their racial talking points to justify killing 10 people. Carlson won't stop because Tucker Carlson won't stop because he explained to the New York Times it's good for ratings. Lives be damned, as Carlson will be at Judgment Day. Ladies and gentlemen, so on this note, this man had a manifesto, did not like Fox News, did not like Tucker Carlson, but they're trying to tie him in. They're trying to tie the right into this. And look, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the left does. The left goes ahead and accuses the right of being racist, homophobic bigots. Listen, this young man had hate in his heart. This young man did not know God in any way, shape, or form. And he was wrong. But the left going ahead and to attack Republicans and to attack gun rights and to attack, to say that, well, all white people are bad and all white people are generally racist, to push critical race theory is wrong as well. And we should call it out. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the subway shooting in New York, that was racially motivated. But you're not hearing nothing about it. Now, that's old news, Isaac. Yes, but it was pushed under the rug. Nobody knew about it. Oh, they had a shooting in New York? Well, we didn't know about it. Why? Because the individual did not fit the narrative. This individual fits the narrative that all white people are bad and all gun-owning Americans are bad. And if you're a Republican, listen to Tucker Carlson and Fox News, that's why you're bad. That's why you think guns are right. That's why you think shooting black people is right. And they're putting all this, but ladies and gentlemen, this isn't true. This man was a white supremacist. And guess what? he should have his day in court. And the evidence that is showing that I'm seeing, he's guilty. But ladies and gentlemen, the media should be fair and report right. And look, I'm going to say this. I pray for the young man. I hope he finds Jesus Christ in prison. I hope he meets a God-fearing inmate or a God-fearing preacher and preaches the gospel to him. Because no matter how bad his sin is, Jesus can still forgive him. And that's for anybody. That is for the black individual on the subway. I hope he gets saved. I hope he comes to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you for listening to the Cajun Conservative today. It is an honor and a blessing to be with you every week as we go ahead and discuss current world events. I will see you, my faithful listeners, on Thursday. If that's listening or if that's watching on YouTube or Rumble, again, thank you. Until next week, be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming back, and he's coming back soon, so don't be faint of heart because Jesus has overcome the world. Until next week. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. Bye-bye.
He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.